All right, guys. So we got to talk about, I guess, another go woke, go broke story, right? If you can define it as go woke, go broke. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if you could say that Fox News is woke because they fired Tucker Carlson. Not sure if I would define it as woke, as much as I would just define it as just like a stupid decision, just a dumb business decision in which Fox is probably caving to the woke powers that be that absolutely hate Tucker Carlson. They hate Tucker Carlson because he spoke the truth, okay, for the most part, okay, especially when it comes to his anti-establishment narrative, which is very unique and sorely needed in the mainstream liberal media because no other journalist on any of these networks has the cojones to stand up to the establishment, who tends to lie to us every single day, okay? And again, like I said, Tucker Carlson was one of a kind. And it's a shame that it's gotten to this point where Fox News, which is a beloved conservative network, or at least they was, right? They are now facing a boycott because, again, they got rid of their most beloved voice, their biggest star, Tucker Carlson. And this breakup here is getting extremely dirty because Fox News is leaking clips to the mainstream liberal media to smear Tucker Carlson as a bad guy, right? As a bad guy. And let's just say it's backfiring on Fox, okay? Because there is a video that came out from Media Matters that shows Tucker Carlson bashing Fox Nation, okay? He was bashing his employer. That's more justification for why he was fired, okay? He was talking shit about his employer, okay? And let's just say, again, this is backfiring big time, okay? This so-called leak. So I'm going to go ahead and play it here. And I want to know what you guys think about this leak and how bad it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play it.
I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. We're going to, because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like, he was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's going to be looking casual. That's just how our show looks. Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk. And I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the majority of it, like if we go like 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane. And they're like making like Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. Like, what? It's crazy, and it drives me crazy because it's like we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it. It's unbelievable, actually. I don't know who runs that site.
We're going to play a sizable chunk on the show tomorrow night. That's the plan. And then what it's going to do is drive a lot of people to watch this on Fox Nation. It's going to be a great help to what we're doing over there on TV today.
I know, but we're doing our part. We're like working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, like they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course I resent it.
Yeah, so that's the big bombshell leak, okay? Now, we know this came from Fox News, and they're trying to use this as a way to justify to their audience, who is not watching the network anymore. We're going to talk about this because, again, they're facing an absolute disaster here. They're trying to use this to justify firing the guy. Well, he was bashing us. He was talking shit about our shitty website. Again, I don't know who watches Fox Nation, right? Apparently, Tucker Carlson thinks it's a bad website, and this is not anything that I have not heard in corporate America, okay? When I was in corporate America working my 9-to-5 job, we bashed the website all the time because the website was trash, right? It was ass, okay? It was terrible to use. It was terrible for customers to use. And we trashed it. We was like, yo, the website needs to be better, right? Why is the website so terrible? This is something that you hear all the time in corporate America. This is a nothing burger if I've ever seen one. This is the worst bombshell leak I've ever seen, okay? I mean, the guy is showing that, hey, I care about quality, right? I don't want to release this interview, which I believe was with Andrew Tate, okay? I think that's what he was referring to. I don't want to release a video on a shitty website, on a website that is broken, okay? Because people don't watch it on the website because the website is broken. So we need a better website. I'd rather just put it on YouTube. All he's saying is that, yo, I just want to produce something quality, right? I want to put out a quality product. I care about quality. This is supposed to be the bombshell that Fox is leaking, because you know they're leaking it, right? They're the one that has this footage, right? Who else would have this footage? This is supposed to be the bombshell against Tucker to justify his firing. Again, this is pathetic, right? Now, again, this was posted by this guy, Matthew Gertz, okay? He's a senior fellow, I'm assuming, at Media Matters here, right? And he says, don't get him mixed up with the GOP congressman. I'm assuming Matt Gaetz, right? You know, again, liberals, man. Anyways, this guy got absolutely destroyed in the comment section. People was like, this is your Trump card, really? This is it? Tucker is 100% correct. The Fox Nation app is terrible. I went several times to find a program and left in frustration, when unable to do so. This doesn't make him look bad. He's right. You really got him this time, Mac. Who among us doesn't like non-functional websites? Your wife's boyfriend told me he's proud of you. Bill Caskey says, yes, no one ever criticizes their own company. Never. And he's right. It's a cluster F on Fox Nation. Is this supposed to make it look bad? Because I actually think it does the opposite. He seems like a great person to work for. He's right. The site does suck to use. The app sucks. He isn't lying. Yeah, so as you can see here, people are agreeing. They're saying, yeah, I mean, the site is terrible, okay? And because the site is terrible, you're putting this interview up on a site that nobody is going to watch because the site is terrible. Again, this seems like constructive criticism. You guys criticize me all the time in the comment section, mainly over how I pronounce words, right? You guys always in the comment section criticizing me. And I just think it's funny, right? And I think it's funny, and I actually really appreciate it because it reminds me, okay, you know, maybe I need to do a better job at pronouncing words. Like, you guys are like, oh, you say Tucker Carlson. You need to say Tucker Carlson, right? So I need to make sure I say Tucker Carlson, right? Again, that's how you get better. Constructive criticism is good. You can't get butt hurt just because you're criticizing somebody or just because you receive criticism. Again, if this is Fox saying, hey, this is justification for us firing him, he criticized us, it just shows us that maybe Fox News is just not a company that values constructive feedback and criticism. I'm just saying, anybody running a business should value constructive feedback from their audience or from their customers or whoever they're selling a product to, because the customer is king, right? The audience is king, okay? I mean, that's clearly how business is supposed to work, okay? I'm just saying. So with that being said, this is backfired on Fox News, not just in the fact that people actually agree that their website sucks, right? At least the Fox Nation website sucks. They are absolutely bleeding viewers, okay? They are hemorrhaging viewers, okay? They're losing so many people. Nobody's watching that 8 p.m. slot on Fox News. And let's read about it. Fox News experienced a significant ratings drop in the 8 p.m. hour last week after firing primetime host Tucker Carlson, while one of its much smaller conservative cable rivals appears to have benefited, at least temporarily, from the viewer migration. Carlson averaged more than 3 million total viewers per night from April 17th to 21, what turned out to be his final week in that time slot. But in his absence, the network averaged only 1.65 million viewers per night last week. Wow. So again, that's almost half of the audience cut in half, right? Over 1 million people said, I'm not watching this anymore, right? I'm boycotting Fox News, at least at 8 p.m. Fox and Friends co-host Brian Kilmeade temporarily fill the time slot last week. This week, Fox News personality Lawrence Jones will host. Now, I feel bad for Lawrence Jones, right? Because I like Lawrence Jones, right? Okay, and I don't like the fact that Fox News is throwing him to the wolves. Okay, kind of like how I don't like the fact that the GOP is throwing Tim Scott to the wolves, right? Making him run for president, okay? Because you want to know who the establishment candidate is? I hate to say this, but this is the God honest truth. Tim Scott is the guy that the establishment really wants to win. They don't really rock with DeSantis like that, right? They think that he's too hard in the culture war. They don't really rock with DeSantis like that, even though they would much rather have DeSantis than Trump. But their guy that they actually really want, the guy they actually really want is Tim Scott, okay? It's Tim Scott, Nikki Haley. That's who they actually really want. Again, I feel bad for Tim Scott because I don't want him thrown to the wolves like that. But unfortunately, he's putting himself out there, and this is what they're going to do, okay? He's a McConnell guy. He's definitely a McConnell guy. I'm going to keep it 100, even though that's my guy. The disparity was most stark on Wednesday when Kilmeade's 8 p.m. hour received an average of 1.3 million total viewers, compared with the 3 million Carlson received a week earlier, a decline of 56%. Overall, the network experienced a 45% viewership decline last week without Carlson in the host chair. Yeah, 45% decline. 45%. That is a bloodbath. I mean, just imagine losing half of your audience immediately. Immediately, you lose half your audience. Again, this is insane, right? This is absolutely insane. So Newsmax is benefiting from this, right? Let's see here. Meanwhile, another right-leaning cable news network experienced a ratings boost last week. Newsmax, which also saw a brief surge in viewers after Fox alienated some conservatives by calling the state of Arizona for Joe Biden early on election night in 2020. On the day Carlson was fired, Newsmax 8 p.m. offering, hosted by former Fox News host Eric Bolling, drew a competitive 531,000 total viewers, only about 200,000 behind CNN's 8 p.m. hour. Wow, Newsmax is almost beating CNN. That's how bad CNN is. And by the way, CNN is so desperate now that they're hosting a town hall with Trump. And liberals are melting down. And I can't wait to do a video about that tomorrow. I'm going to give it some time. I want to see some video of the liberals melting down in their pants because CNN is hosting Trump, okay, for a town hall, which I think is a W for CNN. It's a W for Trump. Again, they're panicking, okay? I can't wait to do a video on that tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Bolin show got up to 562,000 on Tuesday night, 5 times as many viewers as the same night a week earlier, then dropped to 456,000 by Thursday. Newsmax's viewership surge also plateaued in the weeks after the 2020 election before ultimately declining after frustration with Fox News among Donald Trump's base seemed to mellow. Yeah. So here's the thing. Obviously, Fox News is suffering. Okay, there's a 50% drop in viewership. And they're putting out these videos trying to take shots at Tucker. And that's backfiring as well, too, because people agree with Tucker and saying, yeah, your website sucks. Fox News is really showing us who they are, okay? And when people show you who they are, you got to believe them, okay? And don't get me wrong. This comes from a lifelong Fox News fan, okay? I mean, I grew up watching Fox News, okay? OG Fox News. Greta Van Susteren, Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity. That lineup was my lineup, okay? I was all in on that, okay? I watched Fox News late nights for entertainment as a child, okay? And it's really sad to see this network go down this route and alienate the audience by firing somebody like Tucker Carlson for what I believe to be kind of silly reasons. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, the mainstream liberal media, as much as they claim they care about integrity, you're not going to see them fire somebody like Rachel Maddow, who in court has been proven to be fake news, okay? She went on air and aired false claims about the vaccine, not fired, right? They don't ever get rid of their guys, okay? The mainstream liberal media, well, they do. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, CNN got rid of, Cuomo and Don Lemon and all that, but they had to just be failing across the board, okay? They don't get rid of their top guys any type of way, okay? I'm just saying, Fox News, I think that, too many people there, maybe the executives there have been drinking too much Bud Light. I'm not sure, but they don't seem to be headed in the right direction. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.